Here's an interesting thing I'd like to pose to any of you aware of this kind of shit. How come when the elder services did that emergency thing, emergency guardianship conservatorship over my mom in 2014, and obviously Auntie and I didn't have any time to get a lawyer or whatnot, but we had a right to attend the thing, see? So we got served the paperwork on Wednesday, and then the thing was on Friday. And then Auntie gave me her little note early Saturday morning, okay? How we need to join forces to save my mom. But no, she didn't say, she stressed again, your rightful inheritance and your head, whatever, because that's how she thinks. That's how she thinks. It's always about money, money, money. Meanwhile, I give one flying fuck about any of that. They wanted to put my mom in a nursing home. I read the whole, I was devastated over that, as you guys know, okay? Of course, Auntie's just going to address my rightful inheritance and money or whatever, because that's how she always thinks. I wrote that out and gave it to, emailed it to Trouble, and she saw instantly what I saw instantly. It's all about blah, 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 blah. I can read it to you guys sometime, or ad-lib it or whatnot. Anyway, how come they had to notify it? Because remember, it was against us. There's a manipulative, abusive dynamic between the daughter, sister, and mother, okay? The one who needs protection or whatnot, my mom, okay? So, how come they had to notify me and Auntie? How come they couldn't just go and do what Auntie did behind my back? How come Auntie didn't have to notify me? The only thing I can think of is she made it out that because if she notified me, I would go and take all the money. And actually, the interesting thing is had I known Auntie was doing this, you know, going in front of a judge to try to obtain temporary guardianship conservatorship, the last thing I would have ever done is taken that money. You know what I mean? When I took that money, it was when I didn't know what the fuck was going on. My mom's still locked up in a mental hospital. Auntie's giving me this win-win situation that I think's a bunch of bullshit. And I gave what I felt was a reasonable alternative. She's going to live in your downstairs apartment, pay you an indeterminate amount of rent, but then if you take over, I'm thinking to myself, I'll be left, and if it doesn't work out, where will you and I would go, all that crap. Then, yeah, I took the money. But I didn't spend it. I took it, though. Because to see what would happen when my mom was actually out of the mental hospital. But no, but how come I had no right to attend that thing, yet Auntie and I got 2 days notice to attend it back in 2014? It was the same goddamn thing, emergency guardianship conservatorship, okay? You tell me, I'd like to know. How come I wasn't notified? So I could hear what all the bullshit Auntie sputtered off about me there, in case I did want to fight it. You know what I mean? How come? I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering, the law, how come the elder services, when they were pointing fingers at both me and Auntie, they had to serve us with papers about the emergency guardianship conservatorship hearing that was going to happen 2 days later. Okay? How come Auntie didn't have to do that to me? How come hers could be all in secret? So I didn't get to, attend it and see what she had to say about me. I would like you guys to know that, because I was just thinking about that. I'm like, they had to do it, why didn't Auntie have to do it? Only thing I could think of maybe is because of the joint bank account, and she was going to lead them to believe that she didn't notify me because she didn't want to give me a heads up, me a heads up, because I'm such scum that I would steal all the money. Because why wasn't it, how about this, people, you tell me, the elder services, emergency guardianship conservatorship, okay, it's temporary. You don't get any instant permanent or whatnot. It's temporary because then the family's right to fight it. Why did Auntie and I have to be notified? Why couldn't they have just gone and got it? We got only a 2 days notice, but why were we allowed to attend that and hear what they fucking had to say to a judge to obtain emergency guardianship conservatorship over my mom, yet I was not granted the same thing when Auntie goes and does the same thing? Tell me. I would like to know. I bet none of you know, but I would like to know. Why didn't the same shit apply? They were pointing major fingers at Auntie, threw me in for good measure again, and we were both notified. We had 2 days Obviously, we're not going to get an attorney or anything like that, but we could at least attend it. We could attend the thing where they, were pleading to be given an emergency guardianship conservatorship over my mom. Why wasn't I granted the same thing? You tell me. Why was this different circumstances? You tell me. Tell me. I would like to know. Why didn't I have a right to sit in that courtroom and hear every fucking bullshit thing Auntie had to say? Why was it done in secret? Why was I not allowed to attend? Yet Auntie and I were allowed to attend. And then we'll say, okay, so if Auntie could do this, why couldn't the elder services do it back in 2014? Not notify me or Auntie, and we find out after the fact that a judge granted them, or granted their appointed attorney, guardianship conservatorship over my mom. Why was this different? You know what I mean? Why was I not allowed to attend that fucking hearing? I'm going to ask a free attorney and see what she has to say. Maybe when I print out all that fucking crap at the courthouse, even though it's not going to be what was said, what bullshit tales Auntie spun in front of that judge. But why was I not allowed? Why was I not given a heads up? Probably because Auntie made me out to be such fucking scum that I would take the money and run if I was given a heads up. I bet you anything that's what I'll find out somehow. And the interesting thing is, I know that I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. If I'd known she's involved in court and all that, no, I wouldn't have. I most definitely wouldn't have. It doesn't matter, because the truth doesn't matter. All that matters is the tale Auntie's able to spin about me. That's all that matters. But yeah, I would like to know that. How come Auntie was not held up to the same legal, standards as the elder services were in 2014? How come she was able to do this behind my back where I don't have a right to attend it, where she's going to be granted guardianship conservatorship over my mother? Why was I not allowed? Why was she not obligated to tell me about it? Yet elder services was obligated to tell me and Auntie. We were served. It was an emergency thing. We were served on Wednesday and it was going to take place on Friday. But we had the right, I guess. Why didn't I have the right to attend and hear what Auntie had to say? Tell me that. I want to know. Because I just thought about that now. Like, why was I not allowed, why was I not legally entitled to be told about this and attend it the way the elder services were obviously, or they wouldn't have done it. If they weren't legally obligated to tell me and Auntie, give us a 2-day notice to go and appear, why were Auntie and I granted that by elder services, but I'm not granted the same thing by Auntie? You guys tell me, because I'd like to fucking know.